The pieces are coming together. This ultimate life form they keep referring to is the Black Hedgehog, and he died, and I'm its copy. I must be the android Dr. Eggman created. Then it's clear what needs to be done. Doctor, you're going straight to the place you created me from.
Now, if you've ever completed the forms of the normal mission in Iron Jungle, this will totally make sense, because that explains how the fact that Eggman usually explains how the fact that Shadow was originally a robot, so that he usually tells him. But if you do the Airfleet's Hero mission and the Space Gadget's Dark mission, this cutscene happens, with no explanation whatsoever. Can you imagine if you're first time playing through the lava shelter and able to skip Iron Jungle completely? That would be so flipping confusing, and the story doesn't make that much sense. Like, the next thing you're gonna be helping Tails to able to save the presidents from the aliens, and the next thing you know is you're gonna be a freaking robot? And also the same applies whenever you meet up with Sonic into Space Colony Arc, and if you do the Dark mission in Space Gadget, and the next thing you notice is that you'll be a robot? God, that was pacing is stupid. But anyways, folks, welcome back to more Let's Play of Shadow the Hedgehog, and I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here. So even then, yeah, so last time we actually did well, I'll explain more details onto that later. So because of that though, yeah, we're now on to the first Stage 6 level, which appears to be Lava Shelter, made by, of course, Dr. Eggman, of course. So, yeah, we're going almost nearly towards the end of this game, folks, but even then, sounds pretty swell.
Shadow, Eggman is inside here. If you have a need to confront him, then assist me in my search. Eliminate all enemies. Ga.
Activate the volcanic defense systems.
Head to the center of the base.
So yeah, in the most of these Stage 6 levels now is the fact that we're only gonna have to stumble across 2 missions this time around, because there is no neutral missions for this point now, so it's just basically we have to deal with either the Hero mission or the Dark mission. So yeah, I do apologize by the forms of the lately introductions for this point. So hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, as I said, from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. I'm from the likes of the Maxi Toys, honestly. And, yeah, welcome back to Let's Play of Shadow the Hedgehog for the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. So, last time we actually did the final Stage 5 level, which appears to be one of the worst levels in the game, which is Lost Impact, and thankfully though, I don't have to touch that level again, unless if I play this on my PlayStation 2 version at this point, because I've recently managed to fully completely done with the forms of the Xbox version of the game, but except by the forms of the expert mode, but that's just how I think it is. So, yeah, as I said before, today for this video is the fact that we're about to be exploring through the first Stage 6 level, which appears to be, you know, Lava Shelter, made by the one and only Dr. Eggman himself. So, definitely a lot more, common Stage 6 level in the whole entire game to me though, just because of how the fact that for those who have the first time playing this game, they immediately jump right in with this particular Lava Shelter level. So, and as I said before, that at this point and onwards is that in the forms of the Stage 6 levels is the fact that they only have 2 missions as opposed to 3, unlike in the previous levels. Because of this, depending on what mission you're in, you can get one of 2 different endings. So even then though, because there are 10 endings in the game, or in this case for this matter, 10 non-canonical endings. Because even then, that whenever we get all 10 endings of the game, then we're able to actually find out the truth for ourselves, or in this case for this matter, the true final last story. But even then, I will explain more details onto that whenever we get to like the later Stage 6 levels. So because of this though, yeah, that could get a little bit more tedious, I have to say so for this much. Chaos Control! I don't know why I do that. I just have to do that. So anyway, yeah, the Lava Shelter is actually a pretty cool level to me though, because if only for the fact that the music itself is actually not that bad actually. And especially how the fact of the matter is though, is the fact that we have ourselves a lava themed level for once. Well, at least in terms of body forms of like, I'm pretty sure that the last time we've actually got the lava themed level was actually in I would classify for saying body forms of Red Mountain from Sonic Adventure, but even then though, that because it has a lot more fire to it, but even then though, I'm not exactly sure of how to expect, or in this case Hot Crater from Sonic Advance 2, but even then though, that could be a little bit more desperation for that, so yeah, as you can tell, the hero mission requires you is very self-explanatory. You need to get to the goal ring. In fact, whenever you get to the latest stage 6 levels, it's going to be most likely go to the goal ring syndrome when it comes to like the hero mission. As for the dark mission on the other hand though, well, we'll explain more on that later, because even then, we're about to begin things to it with ending number 1.
Doctor, at last I'll hear the truth from you.
And yeah, the Chaos Emerald color for every single stage 6 levels is have to be the purple emerald.
Nice to see you, Shadow Android. And you too, Omega. It certainly looks as if you've, well, done quite a bit of damage down there. But did you really think that you could challenge me?
Dr. Eggman, I will destroy you and reign supreme.
Yes, Doctor. You will regret ever having created me. You're going straight to hell.
Why, you little... You're nothing but pieces of scrap metal. Once I'm done with you, you'll be thrown in the junkyard. You will feel my wrath.
Alright, so here we go folks, this is the forms of the first stage 6 boss, and that will have to be the Egg Dealer. So even then, I will say is the fact that despite this boss is actually known as the Egg Dealer, that will have to be body forms of the most dumbest boss fight in the whole entire game. Or in this case for this matter, one of the dumbest Eggman's machine contraptions in the whole entire game, even for the entire series, because basically all it gets is it's just a slot machine, and that the actual face itself kind of reminds me of that one particular boss from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or in this case Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1, but even then that's as far as I can really think about, and including the most recent game, Sonic Mania, but that's besides the point. So basically this entire boss fight is very simple by the looks of all this. It takes place in a circular arena battle, and basically what it does is basically we need to activate all 3 of these buttons, and depends on what slots you'll be getting, that you can either get the ring slots, which actually unleashes a whole bunch of rings at the center of the actual arena, which honestly, I don't think I actually come across into that, because, well, I honestly don't need that much rings to begin with. And, especially there's also another one, which is, the Shadow Icons, meaning Shadow Fever, which instantaneously gives you Chaos Blast meter fills up, which I have no idea why that is included. And also there's a Missile Fever of some kind, and I believe also the bombs themselves as well. But if you leave it for a couple of seconds later, if you decide to able to actually go for the actual slots itself, basically Eggman will able to actually decide to able to use Eggman's robots instead, or to be more accurate, Egg Pawns. But what makes it super ridiculous is the fact that if you're able to actually activate the slots, it does a job for you, which even then though, first of all it's gonna home in on you, but nope, it's just Eggman, so, but oh well though.
Sorry, Doctor, but this is the end for you.
But once you deal with this boss fight, it's pretty pathetically easy, and it's time for ending number 1.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
I made you, and this is how you repay me?
I am Shadow Android, the ultimate battle life form created by Eggman. You may have created me, Doctor, but I will now lead this empire and androids will rule! This is who I am!
Eggman, target acquired. Locked and loaded. Fire.
What?
Goodbye, Doctor.
Did you just kill Dr. Eggman, Shadow? Oh my god, how cruel of you.
Oh, Shadow! Gun has surrounded my base and are trying to bring me down. Activate the volcanic defenses to shield the base with my lava magma.
So here we go, folks, and we're going to be moving on to the Dark mission, where it feels incredibly different than the forms of the Hero mission like we're used to, because now we need to deal with the, the activating any kind of defense systems. To be more exactly, the volcanic defense systems. Meaning, how the fact of the matter is, though, is the fact that we need to go onto the different route instead of the hero route. Although you still can get to the hero route, but it might be impossible, because as you can see, that the entire purpose of the Forms of the Dark mission is the fact that every time you actually activate the volcano defense systems, basically what that does is that the lava starts to rise. So, yeah, this is generally a little bit more difficult than the hero mission to me, though, just because if you remember playing through any single Mario games at this point in time, that you do realize that the fact of the matter is, though, is that the lava is instant death. So, yeah, you get the idea for that point, mind you, because even then, that again, if you, like, activate one of those volcanic defense systems, then, you know, you have to, like, come up with a different route to able to actually get to its normal route. So, but apart from that, though, despite the forms of how the fact that this particular mission might be a little bit difficult for some people, it's self-explanatory, though, but as long as you can able to actually deal with the most... I think the hardest part about this mission for me sometimes is actually grabbing to the horizontal bars, because you really can't afford to able to actually, like, although you can use your triangle jump if you love to, but sometimes it doesn't seem to work, I don't think. But even then, though, that's besides the point. You also take yourselves a little bit too slowly, because if you go too fast, then you obviously fell into the lava and it's instant death, as I said before. So, yeah, you can get the idea about the fact that this mission can be very tricky at times. But once you're used to it, though, yeah, you will be fine. But even then, though, that I really do like this level. So, anyways, though. So a few things I want to explain about this is the fact that today was actually forms of the 22nd of April in 2019. So, hopefully we should be able to actually finish up for this entire Let's Play of Shadow the Hedgehog at some point in the end of the April month. So because of that, though, we just really need to focusing on other couple of Let's Plays we'll be working on, but even then, that's the only ideal way for doing that. So, I almost died there. I almost died right there because that laser just somehow just started to catch me off guard or what have you, but even then, that's besides the point. And then, if you go to the alternative pathway by specifically the dark route, the dark mission route, that way it takes you to not only one, but the second and the fifth and final of the volcanic defense systems you might find. So, yeah, although keep that in mind, don't take your time too long, because otherwise, the lava will start to rise. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, because even then, though, that again, the lava is very dangerous, for those of you who probably already know this by this point. So, and yeah, that's as far as I can say about Lava Shelter. I actually don't mind about this level, though, until the next level after this, that I might as well find it a little bit bland or generic as it is. But even then, I'll mention more details onto that until tomorrow, until the 23rd of April. So, that probably explains how this whole situation will become. So, but yeah, as I said before, that it's not that bad. And hopefully we can able to actually side with Eggman after we're able to deal with the Dark mission, because even then, I just cannot feel better for myself or Dr. Eggman that he just got, somewhat slapped by Shadow. But whatever, that's it for this mission.
The Doctor knows the truth about my existence. Nobody lays a hand on him except me.
Alright, time for ending number 2, where we able to actually conquer the world with Eggman.
You did very well, Shadow Android. You have surpassed expectations, equal to that of the real Shadow. Excellent. Now give me those emeralds.
Never!
What?
I didn't collect them to hand them over to you. I collected them to destroy you.
How dare you? I created you. I gave you life. I gave you an order, or have you forgotten? Idiot! Perhaps I need to teach you a lesson!
So no matter what though, you're still able to actually face off against with the exact same boss fight as last time, even though despite the fact we helped Eggman to able to actually defend the actual volcanical base by the forms of the gun forces, but you're still able to actually face off against with him anyway. Ah, guys, why did they do this though? But even then though, I found that mostly Eggman fans will be so upsetting with that part, even though we didn't help him out, so... yeah, it's the exact same boss fight as from last time, so let's just skip it.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
I made you, and this is how you repay me?
I am Shadow Android, the ultimate life form, a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog. With the power of these emeralds, I will be stronger than him. This is who I am.
What?
Goodbye, Doctor.
Oh, for the love of God. I can't believe there's no way you can able to side with Eggman and help him conquer the world. Or even the entire universe. That's pretty dumb. But anyways, folks, that concludes the first Stage 6 level, which appears to be, you know, Lava Shelter. So even then, though, I found that level to be quite fun. Even though that despite the forms of the actual, like, questionable premise. But I digress. If you matter what though, if you manage to complete one of the Stage 6 levels, is the fact that not only does it give you like 2 different endings that depends on what pathways you choose, that also not to mention is the fact that depends on what stage you finished, that you actually get yourselves your different songs or music, or even in this case, guns included. See, in this case, for example, if I manage to complete Lava Shelter level, not only does it give me one unlockable song, but it's also the first unlockable gun. Like, for instance, that it doesn't matter what pathways you go for between these 2 endings, so the song you're going to be unlocking if you manage to complete Lava Shelter is Waking Up by Julian K. And I think he also did This Machine song, which is a Team Dark's theme from Sonic Heroes, so it's want to classify it from that. So I'll let you hear that song until whenever I mention about the gun you've unlocked after you complete Lava Shelter. The gun you've unlocked if you complete the Lava Shelter level, which will have to be the Vacuum Egg, which apparently is supposed to be the egg version of the vacuum gun, but that's just how I think it is. So yeah, that was it, ladies and gentlemen, so join me next time on Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog, as now we're about to be moving on to the next Stage 6 level, which is Black Comet. So I hope you guys do enjoy it, and enjoy the actual theme song by the forms of Waking Up by Julian K. So see you guys tomorrow for that. Later, fellas.